Hi everyone, I am Dr. Sagar Sau and welcome to Vet Surgery at Each. So today we will be starting general anesthetics. First we will study about the injectable anesthetics, then we will go for the dissociative anesthetic, then the inhalant anesthetic. After that we will study the local anesthetic. Okay, we will now start the main anesthetics. So welcome to this lecture. We will study about the barbiturates under injectable anesthetics. First topic is barbiturates. Coming to the introduction part, the first barbituric acid which was prepared by Conrad and Gottsched or Gottsched, whatever you pronounce, in 1882. Okay, this barbituric acid which was first prepared does not have any hypnotic properties. Okay, it does not have any hypnotic properties. The first barbiturate which has hypnotic properties is barbital, which was synthesized by the Fischer and von Mering in 1903. Okay, they named it as Veronal. Veronal. It means, it is a Latin word, it means true hypnotic. Okay. Then the phenobarbital, which you mostly use in the form of Gardnerol. This is a very common brand name, Gardnerol 60 or Gardnerol 30, which contains the phenobarbital, which is basically anticonvulsant, which is used for anticonvulsant. Okay, it was synthesized in 1912. The most popular, which is being used as general anesthetic, is thiopentone. Okay, thiopentone sodium, which is most popular in case in barbiturates. Okay, which is ultra short acting. The duration of anesthesia is usually 10 to 15 minutes. It's ultra short acting. Okay. Now, next coming to the mechanism of action. The barbiturates have mechanism action on the basis of concentration. When used in low concentration, it acts as hypnotic. Okay. How the mechanism is? They bind to the GABA receptor. Suppose this is GABA receptor and GABA receptor is attached to the chloride channels. Chloride channels. Okay. When they bind to the receptor, this chloride channel, when closed, it opens up, and when it opens up, the chloride ion will get entry, and due to hyperpolarization, there won't be any nerve conduction. That is why they produce the hypnotic effect. But when there will be the barbiturates used in high concentrations, they block these GABA receptors and also they affect this chloride channel. See, in low concentration they only have GABA mimetic effect. Okay, they mimic the GABA. But under high concentration, when used in high concentration for general anesthesia, they have GABA effect as well as they directly affect this chloride channel to open up. Okay, when they open up, and you will find both a combination effects of GABA mimetic and chloride channel activator, and you will find general anesthetic effect. Okay, so in low concentration it has hypnotic effect, while in high concentration it has general anesthetic effect. Okay, so it has two mechanism of action, actually single mechanism of action, but under concentrations, different concentration it acts differently. Next, coming to the systemic effect. First one is the cardiovascular effect. It causes cardiovascular depression. Okay, due to the depression of cardiovascular system, you will find hypotension. Next is the respiratory system. It causes respiratory depression when used in anesthetic doses. Okay, but if you are using in hypnotic doses, then does not causes this respiratory depression, or it has very minimal effect on the respiratory system when you use the barbiturates under hypnotic concentrations, but under general anesthetic concentration there will be respiratory depression. Next, BMR, body metabolism rate or basal metabolism rate. It reduces the BMR. Due to the low BMR, you will find hypothermia, lowering of body temperature, hypothermia. Next, hemogram, what is the effect of barbiturates on the blood. you will find leukopenia. Leukopenia, reduction in the leukocyte count. You see this reduction of leukocyte count in absolute numbers, that means the TLC will decrease, but the DC, which is differential count, DC does not change. Okay, the fraction of different cells remains same, but their absolute count decreases. And also you will find low PCV, packed cell volume. It is due to the sequestration of blood in the spleen. Next, pregnancy. This effect is highly studied on thiopental, which is the most popular drug in animals, which has been used as general anesthetic. Now it has not been used. So it is studied that when thiopental is used for C-section, then it was found that there is high newborn mortality rate or neonatality rate, because it crosses the placental barrier. Okay, so as it crosses the placental barrier, it reaches the fetal circulation and causes depression of the CNS of neonates, and it causes ultimately death of the neonates. So it should be avoided when used in pregnancy. Next, coming to the pharmacokinetics, I have taken two drugs, the pentobarbital and the thiopental. These two are used as general anesthetic. As this is class of anesthesiology, so I have used taken reference of these two drugs. There are many more drugs which has been used, but they are not used as general anesthetic. The pentobarbital is oxybarbiturate. Barbiturates are two types, oxy and the thio. Okay, this is oxybarbiturate and this is thiobarbiturate. Thiobarbiturate. So first one, the onset of action. The pentobarbital is 30 to 60 seconds. Thiopental is literally rapid, 20 to 30 seconds. Duration of action is 1 to 2 hours. It has very long duration of action, but that is why this is so not so popular, because we don't need this much long time. Okay, many of the surgeries, normal surgeries which are conducted, is usually less than 1 hour. So thiopental has 10 to 15 minutes, which is ultra short acting. That is why the thiopental is very popular. Organ of detoxification, pentobarbital, it is detoxified in the liver. And remember, all the thiobarbiturates, okay, all the thiobarbiturates, they are absorbed by the fat. They are also detoxified by the liver, but also absorbed by the fat. So when the thiopental is used in fatty animals, the animal is having high fat, you will find the animal will sleep more, because it is absorbed by the fat and it will be released so slowly. Mode of administration, it is usually administered intravenously, though there has been research or studies where it has been used intrathoracically and the intraperitoneally, but the common route of administration is intravenous. They are not used as intramuscular, okay, because all the barbiturates are alkaline in nature, highly alkaline. Usually the range from 10 to pH range from 10 to 11. They are very alkaline. When you will use intramuscularly, it causes necrosis or it causes high irritation. In case of dog and cat, the pentobarbital is given at the dose rate of 30 mg per kg body weight. Almost in all it is 30 mg per kg body weight. In swine it is 10 to 30. In case of thiopental, in dog and cat, the dose rate is 20 to 30 when used alone for induction. If you are given the pre-anesthetic, the dose rate is 8 to 15 mg per kg body weight. In case of horse, in pre-sedated horse or where you have used acepromazine or xylazine, the dose rate is 6 to 10 mg per kg body weight. One thing you have to remember, whenever the barbiturates are given, you will find a term given to effect. Okay, what does this mean? Given to effect. When the barbiturates are administered, suppose you are administering the thiopental and you have calculated the dose and the thiopental solution required is 10 ml. You see, the thiopental comes in powder form. Okay, powder form. There are different concentrations. Suppose most popular one is the 500 mg powder. Okay, 500 mg powder. If you will add 10 ml of sterile water, it becomes a 5% solution. If you are adding 20 ml, it becomes 2.5%. As per your requirement, you have to make this concentration of thiopental, then you have to administer. Suppose there is need of 10 ml of 5% thiopental. Okay, you need 10 ml for the induction. What is the usual practice? You have to divide this 10 ml into two fractions, 5 ml and 5 ml. You can also divide into three fractions, okay, 3, 3, 4 like that. The first fraction, the first 5 ml, you have to give very rapidly. The time duration in books you find within 15 seconds you have to administer this 5 ml of anesthetic. Okay, the rest 5 ml, the second half, you have to give, or the term is given to effect. It means you have to give 1 ml, then check for the stages. You see, I have already made video regarding the stages of anesthesia. By seeing the reflexes, you know in which stages the animal is. So you have to give 1 ml, check for stages. Usually the pedal reflex gives a good indication of the stages of anesthesia. Pedal reflex. Okay, so you have to give 1 ml and check the pedal reflex. Then if there is pedal reflex, give another 1 ml, then check for the pedal reflex. Like that you have to give. Many a times in some dogs, though you have calculated 10 ml, it may require 12 ml or 13 ml also. Okay, so the usual practice is you have to load more. Okay, if it is animal is anesthetized in 10 ml, it is well and good. If it is required, so you should have some backup. Okay, so like this is given to effect. Okay, this is the concept behind the given to effect. Okay, now the next, this is a very important thing, acidosis versus alkalosis. First you should know the barbiturates are alkaline. Okay, any solution or any drug when injected to body, it has two forms, the undissociated form and the dissociated form. You can say the ionized form. Okay, in case of barbiturates, this undissociated form determines the effect of barbiturates. If you have more undissociated drug in blood, then the animal will have deeper plane of anesthesia or the state of anesthesia will be maintained. But you have if you have more dissociated form, that is less undissociated form, the animal will wake up. So if the dog has acidosis, under acidosis or any acidic condition, the barbiturates will have a more undissociative form. So the anesthesia plane will be deeper. Okay, so if you are administering the barbiturates to a normal dog and if you are administering the barbiturates to acidic dog or acidosis dog, then the acidosis dog will sleep more or it will have the deeper plane of anesthesia. Similarly, if the dog has alkalosis, it means less undissociated form or the more dissociated form, the anesthesia plane will lighten. Okay, anesthesia will lighten. There is a research in book, it has been written that while recovering, you can give some blood alkaline agent so that animal will recover or the anesthesia plane will lighten. It is some articles. Okay, but remember the acidosis versus alkalosis in case of dogs with respect to the barbiturates. Next, these are some effects specific to the barbiturates. First one is the cumulative effect. This effect has been studied on thiopental. Suppose in a dog you needed 1 dose. Okay, the dog is undergoing surgery, you have given 1 dose. The animal will sleep for 10 minutes. Usually the thiopental is 10 to 15 minutes. 10 minutes. Suppose you needed another second dose for maintenance of anesthesia. The anesthesia will be doubled. You see, it reaches up to the 15 minutes. Suppose the operation went further longer. You gave a third dose. You see, reaches up to 30 minutes. Okay, it will go on adding up. That is known as cumulative action or the cumulative effect. Okay, so this is specific to the thiopental, which has been studied, though it has been shown in other barbiturates. Okay, so this is cumulative effect. Another one, this is a very important one, usually asked in the examination, the glucose effect. You see the glucose effect. What is the glucose effect? You see, first you should know the which animal species are susceptible to the glucose effect. So the susceptibles are guinea pig, rabbit, hamster and chicken. Dog is intermediately susceptible and refractory in case of mice and rat. What is glucose effect? Suppose you have given anesthesia and the animal is in recovery stage. Okay, so we gave intravenous glucose, or usually the dextrose solutions are given, which is converted to glucose. Intravenous glucose. This glucose suppresses the microsomal enzymes. The microsomal enzymes. Glucose is also known as microsomal inhibitor or inhibition. Okay, these microsomal enzymes are required for the elimination of barbiturates. Okay, so you tell, if these microsomal enzymes are inhibited by glucose, then this elimination of barbiturates will be delayed, so that instead of going for recovery, the animal will sleep more or enter into the sleep phase. This is known as the glucose effect. When you will give the intravenous glucose during the recovery period, instead of recovery, the animal will go into deeper plane, or you can say animal will go back into the sleep mode. That is known as glucose effect. Same effect can be seen when you are giving sodium lactate and also epinephrine. But in book you will find, if you are using these drugs in therapeutic range, this effect is minimal, or you may not find this effect. Okay, so this is glucose effect. Another one important is barbiturate slough. Barbiturate slough. Okay, this is barbiturate slough. What is barbiturate slough? I told you it is given intravenously. Barbiturates are given intravenously because they are very alkaline. Due to alkalinity, they cause tissue reaction. That is why it is given strictly intravenously. Suppose instead of giving in intravenously, and some amount of barbiturates are deposited perivascularly. When they are deposited perivascularly or outside the blood vessel, due to this alkalinity nature, they cause tissue reaction. Okay, tissue reaction, there will be inflammation, also vasculospasm. Due to this, there will be inflammation and wound creation, and there will be scar tissue. Many of owners don't like this scar. So what you have to do? Best way is fix a intravenous catheter, IV catheter, Venflon, whatever. Okay, after ensuring that IV catheter has been properly fixed, then give the barbiturates. Suppose you have deposited perivascularly, what you should do? The best is you have to give 1 to 2 ml of 2% procaine or also lidocaine. What this does? This causes vasodilation. They are very good vasodilators. Due to the vasodilation, this vasculospasm, okay, this vasculospasm is prevented, or this is countered. Also, under alkaline medium, this lidocaine breaks down. Okay, and while breaking down, it neutralizes the barbiturates. Neutralization of the barbiturates. Okay, so the best is avoid the perivascular injection of barbiturates. If at all you are giving this barbiturate perivascularly, then keep 1 to 2 ml of 2% lidocaine ready, and you can give so that there will be vasodilation and neutralization of this barbiturates, and this effect can be minimized. Though there will be scar tissue formation, but for that period of time this may be relieved. Okay, so this is all about the barbiturates. Okay, next class we will go for the other injectable drugs, but under injectable drugs there is barbiturates and also some other like etomidate, propofol, they are also injectable anesthetics, and we will go for that in next class. So if you find this content very useful, give a like, and also you can subscribe to this channel. We will meet in next class. Tata, bye bye, take care.